My name is Chris Oliver, AKA CO. I'm the EVP of Channels and Services, and I'm also privileged to lead Pluralsight One, which is the social impact arm of our business. Thrilled to spend a few minutes with you here today to talk about what we stand for, what we've been up to over the past year, and I think a particular partnership that's going to be of interest to everyone here in the audience today. All right. Pluralsight One's mission is tightly intertwined with the mission of the broader business. In fact, I like to think that we enhance the overall mission. We exist to advance and expand, most importantly, the world's technology workforce by creating equitable access to tech skills for anyone, anywhere in the world, and especially for members of what have largely been ignored and underrepresented communities. We're focused on this mission because it helps to solve two critical issues that are relevant to everyone in this room. Let's look at a little data to get a clearer picture of what I'm talking about. Despite the near equal ratio of men and women in the United States as a percentage of the overall population, and in fact, as a percentage of the overall population of the workforce, women today only make up 26% of the tech workforce. If we look at Black and Latinx, they make up 30% of the US population today, but only 15% of the technology workforce. Black Americans are 77.4% of the tech workforce, Latinx roughly 8%. Let's look at a second set of issues as well, compounding the first. Labor force participation, despite the strength of the economy, is still down from pre-pandemic levels by about 0.7%. That actually equates to about 2 million people fewer in the workforce, less in the workforce today than there were several years ago. We're also seeing at the same time an enormous increase in job openings in states all across America. And despite what we've been reading about tech layoffs over the past couple of years, this past year in particular, we're still seeing that job openings in the tech industry are up 10%, though the number of qualified tech professionals entering the industry every year are only up by about 6%. So to summarize it simply, we have large pools of people and talent, not in tech, and we've got tech suffering from a massive shortage of talent. So how do we solve this dilemma? At PS1, we think the solution is something that is referred to industry-wide as alternative career pathways. These are employment-focused skills development opportunities that prepare people for work while ignoring the traditional 4-year degree. There are many benefits to this approach. All right? First and foremost, you can see here that once you sort of strip away the 4-year degree requirement, you dramatically open up the pool of talent that you can recruit and hire from. Right? Only 38% of the US workforce today are holders of a 4-year college degree. It is estimated that about 71 million workers without degrees have the skills to succeed in better paid work. The 4-year degree requirement today eliminates better than 3/4 of Black and Latinx from consideration, not to mention the impacts on the LGBTQ+ community, vets, formerly incarcerated, neurodiverse, refugees, etc. Further, as you open up that pool almost by default becomes more diversified, and a diverse workforce has great advantages. Diverse companies are 70% more likely to capture new markets and 60% more likely to deliver better results overall. And lastly, A skills-first career pathway approach, such as an apprenticeship program, is a great investment. We see that for every dollar invested in an apprenticeship program, the yield is $1.46. And further, those hired through apprenticeship programs don't attrit. You can see here 4% versus the industry average of 13%. So tons of benefits. All right, let's talk a little bit more about Pluralsight One and what we've been up to over the past year. Well, first and foremost, we've donated $2.5 million spread across 18 incredible alternative career pathway partners. Second, over the past several years, we've provided $32 million in product grants to those partners. And most importantly, we've collaborated closely with our partners to drive impact. See a few names here. I'm going to talk about a few. They're all doing incredible work. We all work with them very closely. I'll highlight just a couple. Europe. We delivered 22 opportunity academies for them thus far. For those of you who don't know, that's Pluralsight One's immersive, instructor-led tech skilling boot camps. And in the process, we've impacted 450 lives. At Girls Who Code, Pluralsight One, along with many Pluralsight employees, delivered a 3-week training for 121 female and non-binary students, exposing them to the realities of working in the tech industry. Our work with Empower, another phenomenal organization, has shown that students with Pluralsight licenses are much more likely to take and pass multiple tech certification exams. All right, so hopefully at this point, you're a little bit intrigued, interested, perhaps even a believer in alternative career paths, but don't know exactly how and where to start. Well, this is where another relationship, specifically our relationship with Apprenti, comes in. Apprenti is a Department of Labor registered apprenticeship sponsor. They recently received something called the Good Jobs Challenge Grant to develop and deploy diverse talent into tech jobs through apprenticeships. For those of you who don't know or have never experienced or run or been close to apprenticeship programs, formal programs consist of 2 components. The first is an immersive technology training provided by folks like Pluralsight, and the other component is an on-the-job training component provided by clients and employers such as you. The great news for all of our clients in the audience who might be interested in standing up an apprenticeship program is that the costs of the immersive training component, the component provided by Pluralsight, can be covered by funds from the Good Jobs Challenge Grant. The roles we're currently training for include software development, cloud, DevOps, data, and more. The other good news is that these kinds of apprenticeship programs and the funding doesn't only apply to net new hires or potential hires. Eligible employees are also available for this as well. Okay. If you want to hear more, and this is the shameless plug part of the presentation, we've got a phenomenal panel at about 10:15. A number of wonderful panelists who will be talking to you about their experiences in leveraging alternative career programs and the work that they've done in this space. All right, so I would implore all of you, if you're not already booked, for 10:15, come on over to the Venezia room, and you'll hear much more about what we're doing. I'm looking forward to moderating that session. And then lastly, if anything that I've mentioned here caught your interest, you want to talk further about PS1, alternative career pathways, or anything in general, here's my contact information. Please reach out via email. We also have 2 key members of the team, Tina Hiller and John Kingdeski, who are here. Please reach out to them if you see them or send them an email. And lastly, you can always learn more, find out more at pluralsightone.org. Thank you for your time and attention, everybody.